Hello, it's Jordan, back again this year with another LEGO Modular building, the 15th anniversary edition for 2022. This is the Boutique Hotel, which has 3,066 pieces. So I'm going to be doing a build and a review, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, we got everything out of the box. We have 14 different bags, as well as a gray base plate and the instructions. So without further ado, I think we're ready to get going. I just finished bags 1 and 2. All the tile work on the first floor. We got the exterior tile, which is pretty basic, sidewalk, nothing too intricate there. We got the what looks like it's kind of a wood floor for the art museum, which I kind of like, it looks pretty cool. And then we got the interior hotel tile, which I think looks pretty nice. It's a lot more intricate than the outside, so it's nice to see the juxtaposition there. Got the basic beginnings of a grand staircase here. We also have the 2 hotel workers, a luggage cart to be used by the bellhop, and then a dumpster for the back. No back door, interestingly, so I guess you gotta walk around to get to that. And I like this dumpster because it's a little bit different than the dumpster from the Parisian restaurant, so it's nice to have some variety there. So we're gonna continue on to bag 3. I finished bags 3 and 4. These bags focused mostly on the interior of the first floor and the back walls. So over in the hotel, we got the staircase going up, a nice little couch here, and the concierge desk, as well as a nice potted plant, and the entry pillars. We also have the art connoisseur and the little art museum back here, which has some abstract art, which I think LEGO's take on abstract art is pretty interesting. I particularly really love that they included the creator expert logo as part of the museum's art. It's no longer on the box anymore, but I still think it's really cool, and I'm glad I actually got to build it. There's a little bust in here that you can't really see, but it kind of looks like Abraham Lincoln with the top hat. And then we got this very elaborate staircase here, which is not the typical one-piece staircase you might get on some sets. This thing probably has several hundred pieces just in itself, and it's built like a tank. So overall, a good first floor taking place. So let's continue. I just finished bags 5 and 6, which completed the first floor. So we basically did the front facade of the hotel, which is pretty nice. We got these interesting flower beds, pretty ornate entry sign, and the finishing balustrade for the grand staircase, and the front for the art museum over here, which is clear glass, pretty cool. It's got this neat little reference to the movie theater, and a couple of the other elements, the fire extinguisher and the light, which are common on everything else. It also has this interesting wall art in the hotel, which I think is another interesting take on LEGO's art style, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for bags 5 and 6. So we're going to keep going with the second floor. I just finished bags 7 through 9, which were the second floor of the hotel, It's got the two smaller rooms in the hotel, and it's pretty cool. It starts with this balcony here. I like how they use the handcuffs as a railing there, as well as the front. I think looks pretty cool. It's pretty fancy looking. On the inside here, we have two rooms. The first one has a bed and a pretty cool dresser. The other one has a slightly larger bed, pretty fancy looking desk, and a chair which is kind of strangely positioned right in the middle of this circle portion here. And then another smaller dresser here. I feel like there could have been something here, but it was left out, so there's nothing there. And then they continue the pretty structurally sound main staircase going up into the second floor here. The only things that I think are a little bit weird on this build was that the pillars here have a one piece rounded thing on the top, and they're not actually connected to the pillars until you put the top piece on top of them. So I've never really seen it where they tell you to put a piece that's not actually connected on an assembly. So I thought that was a little bit strange, but overall it's a pretty good second floor. So we're going to continue on with the third floor. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Thought we were going right onto the third floor. We had to finish up the second floor with the balcony over the art museum. We got a pretty cool palm tree here, which I like, a little bar section, and some tables, as well as a gate coming up here. It's pretty simple and pretty nice. Now, we'll actually go on to the third floor. With the third floor. I thought this was a pretty fun one to build. It's the luxury suite at the top of the hotel. So on the inside here, we have a pretty big bed, probably a king-size bed, a big dresser. These doors don't like to stay closed. A chair, some lamps, balcony, a TV with a printed window element as the screen, which I think is pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. A lamp, and a full bathroom with sink, bathtub, and toilet. So I think it's a pretty good third floor. In general, went pretty easily, and now we're going to finish it up with the roof. And just like that, I'm done. Now I'll give my thoughts on the set and a final tour of what it looks like. So I didn't previously show the minifigures. There are 7 of them. We got the luxury employee here, a coffee cart guy, which I believe is a nod to the first modular building, the cafe. We got the art museum person, a person who's here to check the banks at Brick Bank on his stay, staying in one of the apartments, a low budget traveler, and then 2 staff for the hotel. So just my general thoughts on the building itself. I think it is aesthetically very pleasing, especially from the front. So I like that it has the corner style building with the triangular shape. I think that's unique, and I think it's a little bit different than some of the other buildings, which makes it stand out. I also like the rooftop bar that they have on top of the art museum. I think it looks pretty cool, and I like the palm tree. Although I will say it a little bit annoys me that every set has a different style of tree. So there's a palm tree, a birch tree, and a regular green tree all right next to each other. And if you put the sets next to each other, it's kind of clashing with different seasons and different styles of where the building would actually be found in the world. Other than that though, I do like the tree. I really like the color scheme of the building. The sand tones and the green go really well together, and I'm glad that they were able to keep it to those colors and not add the gray layers like they do on the floor level of most buildings. So I like that they kept the color consistent. The decorations on the building make it look even fancier, although I'm not exactly sure why one leaf would constitute a flower bed on windowsills, but that's what you can do with the limited space. This is the 15th anniversary set, so they did a bunch of things to commemorate that anniversary. In the instructions, there's little blurbs about all the minifigures in the set, and it refers to a lot of the existing sets. Throughout the building, there are a bunch of Easter eggs that reference the previous sets. So a few of the drawbacks of the set, in my opinion, relate to the weird architectural style of the building. So whenever you're seeing the building, you'll either see it displayed like this, or like this, and there's a good reason for that. And that's because on the back here, where the building comes together, it's open. So throughout the side here, you can see that it just goes, you can see the interior construction, and then it actually is open to the first floor. There's nothing covering that. I don't know why they left it like this. They should have put the bricks one more over so that it filled in that gap, but I'm not pleased about that. Also, last year the police station had almost perfect sides where there were no interior bricks making the exterior look worse. On this set, they've kind of gone backwards on that. So the side here has a lot of interior bricks showing. This back wall here has interior bricks showing, and parts from this wall here, as well as it's kind of a strange design in the back here with this being a corner building that it doesn't line up with any of the other buildings. And so they had to put the pin for connecting the buildings into this dumpster here, which initially I didn't realize that's what that was, and I thought it was weird, and now I realized what it is, and I still think it's weird. And I feel like this would be a good set for a corner on this side, but I would never connect anything to this side over here because the whole building side of the other building would be showing because there's basically nothing here. So mark against the building in that regard. Talking about the interior, I really like the second and third floors where the hotel rooms are. They're filled with a lot of cool furniture that's all pretty much a different style, and they're filled up to the capacity of the rooms. I don't really like the first floor because there's a bunch of wasted space and it's pretty empty. And I also think that the grand staircase has a little bit too much detail added to it, given that it doesn't logically make sense because it doesn't really fit and it doesn't have a handrail, so why put so much detail into it? That's just my thought there. And then the balconies are very small, which I guess could be a nod to the fact that hotel balconies tend to be really small, but there's absolutely no space to stand on this balcony without having the door open. And then on this balcony over here, it's also really small, and the door takes up a ton of the space inside of the room. So overall, I really enjoyed building this set. I think it aesthetically is very pleasing, and I'm going to be happy to display it next to the rest of my modular sets. I think it deserves an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Not a standout set, one of my favorites, so I still like the assembly square better, probably the police station better, and but it's close to the top, and I do really enjoy the way it looks. So thank you for watching my video. If you'd like to watch the previous year's modular set, I did a video on the modular police station, so feel free to take a look. And if you've made it this far, I'll treat you with a little show of what I got going on here. So thank you. Bye-bye.